respect to the labor problems with China, ang sabi nyo, sasabihin natin sa China, they will vet those who will come here. Ano yun?
No.
Oh, no.
That I said that. They apparently, this is new. I was being confirmed, and then this issue comes up. And then one of the congressmen, Gatchalian, I think, says there are so many of these workers because of this online gambling. And China is against gambling. They're cracking down on gambling in China. And to them, online gambling from the Philippines is still gambling in China.
Of course.
Because
they're the bettors.
The customers, yeah, the bettors are there. Well, I didn't know that. And meanwhile, these guys are coming in. And apparently the only thing they can afford to do is come and be in the computer, deal cards, chat with whoever they're betting with in China. And all of these guys, marami daw sila eh. How they got in, don't ask me, okay? But except for this. I said, in that case, we think that they are just poor people who are living hand to mouth and just doing that. And there are so many of them.
Maraming Pilipino na frustrate kasi ito nga, mga Pilipino walang trabaho, and then yung ibang bansa, yung mga taga-ibang bansa pang pumupunta dito. Ito nga, dapat tumutulong ang China sa atin na magkakaroon ng trabaho, pero yung sarili nilang mga taong pumupunta dito na nagkakaroon ng trabaho.
These people are not legally documented.
But
These
how did they
people
even get
are
in?
exactly.
The other phase of visa is this. Visa to come to the Philippines. How do people get out of the Philippines and end up in human trafficking? You should ask immigration. How does that happen? If you don't like these people, the proposal I completely dismissed, that a visa should be given on the basis of wealth, that now the credit agencies will say, not that they will issue the visa, but that the consul must call them and say, how much is this guy worth? I find that repulsive. Until somebody told me, you find it repulsive? Have you ever tried to get a US visa without showing your bank accounts? It's a universal practice.
Alam niyo, Secretary Locsin, I was very much struck by your differentiation between your policy and Alan Cayetano's policy.
Okay.
Sabi ni Alan Cayetano, kanya from friends to all, enemies to none. Sabi nyo naman kasi, we will refine that.
Refine. I'm not turning my back on it.
Ang inyong refinement is friends to friends, enemies to enemies, and worse enemies to false friends. Where do you consider America in those three categories?
They are the friends I want, but they are not the friends that are there when we need them.
All right.
They are just the friends that forget us from time to time.
Now then we go to China. Where would you categorize China in those three?
Set aside the arbitral ruling, China would be a friend. If you don't mind my going back, no, when Wang Yi met President Duterte in the
Wang Yi is the foreign minister
the foreign
of China.
minister. Duterte said, so you are in a competition with United States. Sabi ni Wang Yi, no, we're not. You're not. No. It's a 100-year marathon, sabi ni, because he read that. Tapos sabi ni Duterte, and he said, yes, it's a marathon. And a marathon is a race against yourself and your limitations. It is not a race against the United States, because every step we take, America is 20 kilometers ahead of us. So that's why we would like to offer the Philippines a strategic partnership, so that China has no doubt acquired wealth. We'd like to be able to help you also. And he said, but this strategic partnership is no competition to Americans.
So ang sinasabi mo, mas naniniwala kayo sa China kaysa sa United States. Sabi ng United States, magkaibigan tayo, strategic partners tayo. Sabi ng China, hindi kami nagko-compete sa United States. You know, we are just competing against ourselves and we want to be partners to you. You know, well, both countries have lied to us very often.
Okay, the Americans like us and we love them, there's no question.
Sa madaling salita, tayo muna, sinasabi nyo, you love the United States.
Absolutely.
It's an emotional thing. But you don't particularly trust them.
It's not that I don't trust them, but they have more they have more at stake with the friendship in China. The last tweet
In other words,
ni Matis. Sabi ni Matis, imagine, these are the guys telling us have a hostile attitude to China. All of them there, the generals. Sabi nila, we're getting closer to a deeper cooperation with China. Sabi ko sa Twitter, ano? Sinasabi niyo maglaban tayo kay China tapos we are coming closer to a cooperation with China? Decide what you want. And this is what happened in ASEAN. Getting tired of reading our DFA notes, the US was hitting China for its aggressiveness. Yung aggressiveness ng China, they are investing in one country after another. Sinabi nga ng Wall Street Journal sa Brussels, they said, you know, what is your reaction to the aggression of China by throwing projects and loans and money at you? Sabi ko, I hope they aggress me more. If that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the situation now. What do we do? So, Wang Yi was surprised in Beijing. He said, I will not yield a single inch of the Philippine claim to the South China Sea. These differences,
what did he say?
I will not yield a single inch.
You?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or an iota of sovereignty in the South China Sea.
Sinabi nyo?
Sinabi ko. Okay. The differences between China and the Philippines are real. They are there. They may go away, they may never go away. But that is no reason why we cannot go over them or around them in order to cooperate where it is to our mutual benefit. The idea of some people is that, no, China never. For the reefs, never. We're running out of oil and gas. Never. So they prefer darkness to any, because the Americans are not exploring the South China Sea.
Ang dapat isipin natin na bahagi lamang ng ating pakikipagrelasyon sa ibang bansa kasama ang China na magkaroon tayo ng mabuting relasyon. Huwag lang natin kalimutan ang ating karapatan.